Ever had that one person from college you never got with because you had a boo when you were being faithful? Yeah, me too. Then I saw her at homecoming with her boyfriend. Her drunk boyfriend. Her drunk on the verge of passing out boyfriend who didn't notice I snuck off with his girlfriend to make the most garbage decision of my young life. And the worst part, I wasn't even the most rubbish one in the story. Trash to Peace Theater, the parking lot soul snatcher. So back when Jay-Z was rendering Range Rover 4.0's obsolete and everyone was rocking iceberg t-shirts with Disney characters on them, this joint used to get drunk as and high on ecstasy and say the nastiest, freakiest stuff to me. I never took the bait though because 1, I had a girlfriend. 2, consent culture. Paridi taught us about that early. And this girl used to be higher than giraffe pussy, and that's not consent or cute. And this went on for years. I know I should have told my girl, but I didn't. Because I was basic, and my girl was from the Bronx. She would have spazzed out on this chick and got kicked out of school. So I basically hid it to protect her.
You can't say I don't love you just because I cheat on you.
In my trash ass defense, I never did anything with her in school. Fast forward a few years, I graduated and I'm back on campus for homecoming. Me and my homies went to an off-campus club in Camp Hill near Harrisburg called Winnie's or some goofy shit like that. It was a weird club, but it played hip-hop unlike most of the spots around there back then. The demographic was a bit odd. In Philly, the club scene was basically all young folks around your age unless you go to like a cabaret or old head bar. This joint was all over the place. It would be young people our age, but there'd also be like 40-plus-year-old recently divorced white women fetishizing black peen trying to bag a young brother. Some were some sexy-ass cougars. Most were mangy meerkats, including this one joint who offered to be my sugar mama if I gave her the D consistently. I scoffed though, and with that said, I like to take the time now to tell the tall alabaster war leopard from Chambersburg, PA, who had the silver Jaguar and wanted to spend her alimony checks on me, that I'm sorry and I miss you. So anyway, we slid in the club and played MILF slalom through the crowd. My homies hit the dance floor listening to some pre-scheming Ja Rule, and I went to get a drink. There was a guy passed out at the bar with his head plopped on his hands and a woman comforting him. I looked closer and I noticed it was John from school. She perked up and loudly said my name. The bull picked his head up to see what she was yelling about and she introduced me to her boyfriend, Dan. Side note, I don't know if his name was actually Dan, but he looked like a Dan or a Cooper. He also looked like he could have been a background vocalist in the Dave Matthews Band. So Connor tried to shake my hand, but it was wet from beer or drool or vomit or who knows. So I just said what's up and kept it pushing. He put his head back down and John jumped up to greet me. John grabbed me by the hand and yelled over to Tanner, "Honey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go dance with my friend." Parker peeked up, murmured something inaudible, then laid his head back down on the bar. We hit the dance floor and John starts backing it up on me. And I'm looking at the bar to see if Chase was looking at us. But he was still over there, head down, smelling like Coors Light and poor decisions. The music must have been getting good to her because she started getting super comfortable. She turned around, pulled me close, grabbed my hands and placed them on her ass with reckless abandon while Logan was still an eye shot away. She started slow grinding on me and grabbing me by the back of the head. I looked over to the bar and Brady was still there looking like he smelled of Jägermeister and regret. So John and I are out of pocket. Way out of pocket. She starts whispering in my ear, "I can't wait to drop my man off. You and I have unfinished business." And then she starts telling me all the things she's gonna do to me. So I'm with the shit, bereft of any tangible fucks. She went to the bar, reached over Tucker, grabbed a pen and wrote down her address on a napkin. "Meet me here around 3. So half jokingly, I'm like, "Damn, I gotta wait till 3? She looked at the bar, then looked back at me and said, "Where you parked?" We go to the parking lot and she wasted nary a moment. Head immediately disappeared. I couldn't tell if she was a Jedi level master or if it was so good because of how how taboo it was. Either way, thank God Jared's wasn't open because I would have driven straight there and bought her ass any ring she wanted. There were mad people in the parking lot and she didn't care. People walked by looking in the car watching her do her thing. A couple was arguing and the man looking in the car said, "Maybe if you did this more often, I'd come home on time." I wish I could say I fought the good fight and John let my soul be. I wish I could tell you that, but her mouth was no fairy tale world. That's just a preview of later, she said as she got out the car. And I'm sitting there like, preview? She walked back in the club, and I sat there for a couple minutes contemplating life and wondering if I was okay with the glorious, magnificent trash that had just transpired. I walked back in the club and she was headed toward Tyler, who was talking to another couple. He pulled John close and introduced her. Then he leaned in to kiss her. And as he leaned in, she made eye contact with me. Then leaned in and kissed Owen while still keeping eye contact with me. I just put my head down and walked back to where my homies were getting harassed by the older mayonnaise women. Y'all ready to go? In the car ride back to campus, I told everybody what happened and they started judging me and feeling bad for Parker. You violated for shaking that man's hand and getting domed from his girl. Oh nah, I ain't never shake his hand. He was drunk and his hand was wet, so I just gave him a nod. You ain't shake his hand? Oh, you cool then, fuck him. Let's go to Sheetz. We grabbed some food from Sheetz and went back to campus. 3 a.m. came and went and I didn't go over John's house. That night or the next. My soul was somewhere hovering over the Susquehanna River and needed time to find my body again. But that following weekend, and the following weekend, and the following, I was on the turnpike like every Saturday, especially since she was giving me gas, tolls, and spending money to get to her spot. And that was prior to sending my soul to a different multiverse upon arrival. So much so that I started catching feelings for her. I cut that shit off immediately. The Book of Nigalations clearly states, fall for no mouth, and let not your pain be troubled, or your heart be fooled by thine John's silk throat. John was way more savage than I was. What would stop her from doing the same thing to me that she did to Brody? All I could imagine was me being drunk at the bar off Incredible Hawks, and her on the dance floor with some random guy who later write a story about how he received the divine sloppy toppings from Dontrell or Malik or whatever his name was chick. Fuck that. She wasn't gonna walk back in the bar, give me that karma's kiss like, sucks to suck. Thank you for watching Trash the Feast Theater. I hope you got a few laughs from this joint. And if so, please help me out by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like. It helps way more than you know. If you want to support the channel further, you can join the Patreon, become a member of the channel and receive bonus episodes, leave a super thanks, or just drop $1 or $10 in the Cash App. I'm grateful for any and all of the above.